When I was in middle school, I went to a Christian school, and I remember one of the pastors saying that to replace the word love with your name and to just declare those things over yourself.
He loves you so much, he came here and died for you.
What she said.
Loving yourself. Not to be mistaken with self-care. I think self-care in our day and age has been over exploited. Maybe that's the word. I'm not sure. But it feels that way. I've had a conversation recently and about loving yourself. Actually, it started out with forgiving yourself, and then loving yourself includes forgiving yourself, and I realize how difficult it is for me to forgive myself and actually therefore love myself. But forgiveness requires like a wrongdoing of something, and I noticed that it is easy for me to love myself when life is good, when things are working out. But the moment something doesn't work out, the moment I don't meet the mark or standard that I have in my head, or I wrong someone by, I don't know, not being loving enough or hurting them, saying something that I shouldn't have said, that is when I find it extremely difficult to forgive myself, or in other words, to love myself. And it's crazy because I was thinking that with people, strangers, friends, whatever, outside of yourself, you find it easy, like I find it so easy to forgive their wrongdoings and give them a second chance, but I can't seem to put that compassion and mercy that I do with other people with myself. And I was thinking that because, I mean, even that verse, like, right, so if you want to love the Lord first, and then the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbors as you love yourself. And for me, it just feels like, I don't know, I find it easier to love other people when it's so difficult. But then I realized that I think eventually, the way that you love yourself, even in difficult moments, comes out in the way that you love other people too. And don't get me wrong, the order should still be, you love the Lord first. That's the first command, the first and greatest command that Jesus said. The second is to love your neighbors as you love yourself. And I realized that even if I may be nicer to like strangers when things are hard or people I don't really know, I find myself like hurting people that are closest and closer to me when things don't work out the way that I want it to. And eventually the part of you not loving yourself in hard moments comes out, especially with those closest to you. So I guess my takeaway is, I think I am always gonna be in the process of learning to love the Lord deeper, and also from loving Him and receiving His love, learn to love myself and others. So, because the source of like true, genuine love with substance is from God. So it's getting really chilly, so I'm like all scratched up. But I just want to end this with 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which says this. It's a very famous love passage. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Amen. When I was in middle school, I went to a Christian school, and I remember one of the pastors saying that to replace the word love with your name and to just declare those things over yourself, that we would become lovers of Jesus that represent what true love is, which is what the word says in 1 Corinthians 13. So I would say to myself, like, grace suffers long and is kind, grace does not envy, grace does not parade itself, all these things. And I thought that was like a really beautiful activation and declaration to just say over yourself, and also almost like an idea of what love looks like in action and in characteristics. So I bless you with that. Maybe you can also declare those things over yourself. Yeah. Bye.